could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could. Yeah, the times are changing everywhere. Do we dream and do we dare? It's up to you, the door is open wide. Feel the rhythm of today, learn a part and join the play. The world is here, let's take it for a ride. You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could. Larger, larger than, bigger, bigger than, living hopes and dreams. Every boy and girl, higher, higher than, brighter, brighter than, all you wanted and you know. Hey, you could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You can have all you ever wanted. Larger, larger, bigger, living hopes and dreams. Every boy, you could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted. You know you could.
Welcome to the University of Idaho's 2019 Convocation. This ceremony brings us together to kick off our academic year. As president, I'm honored to welcome our new students and your parents into the Vandal family. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. At this time, please stand as Pamela Bathurst, Associate Professor of Voice in our Lionel Hampton School of Music, performs our national anthem.
Please join me in singing the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That's fantastic, huh? Students and parents, welcome to our Vandal family. Students, thank you for choosing to elevate your life and explore your future at the University of Idaho. You're bright, ambitious, and confident. You are the class of 2023. You had your choice of institutions, but you came to the University of Idaho. Nearly 40 years ago, I made that same decision. Let me assure you, you made the right choice. At the University of Idaho, you'll receive a world-class education from faculty members at the forefront of their disciplines. They are mentors and motivators. Personally, I had several professors who I stayed close to. After graduation and over many years, they continue to be teachers, advisors, and friends. You'll have an incredible learning experiences and lifelong relationships ahead of you. Whatever you want to study, learn about, it can be done here. Challenge yourself. I mentioned the Vandal family. In our diverse, caring community, we welcome students from all backgrounds and all walks of life. Thank you. At this university, you'll be asked to be independent, to be responsible, to be a leader. But just know that we do have your back. You are part of a Vandal family that looks after each other, that knows that we succeed best when we all succeed together. 40 years ago, I was in your shoes. The Kibbe Dome was a little newer then, the campus a little smaller. But I had some of your same fears. I wondered, would I fit in? Would I stand out? Here's what I ask you. Step outside your comfort zone. There are more than 200 student clubs and organizations here. Don't just stick to your group. Get involved. Join an intramural team. Take an outdoor adventure trip. Participate in a service project. You'll never have another opportunity like this where everything is available to you, so explore. During your journey here, you'll grow as thinkers, leaders, and citizens. You'll also prepare yourself for a rewarding career and a solid financial future. Vandal graduates earn top salaries compared to other schools you might have attended, and the wage premium for earning a college degree versus not earning a degree is nearly $1 million over a lifetime. Your investment will pay off. You made a great decision to become a Vandal. Parents, you have a lot on your mind too, but you're making the right choice as well. I have a business background, but I'm not just talking about a return on investment. I've sent 2 children to college. My daughter actually moves into her dorm tomorrow. So you're also thinking about how your child will adapt, grow, and be cared for. Will they be safe? Is there someone looking out for them? My wife and I have had those same questions. It's hard to watch an adult child venture into new independence. But know this, as president, I will do everything in my power to ensure your child succeeds here, that they're safe, supported, and provided opportunities to learn and grow. I expect nothing less than what I'd want from my own children. Vandal country is also a world of innovation and discovery. The scale and importance of our research enterprise may not be immediately apparent to you, but you're joining an institution that is making a difference in everything from clean water to cybersecurity to renewable energy to efficient agriculture. You have an opportunity to be a part of that. Nearly 2/3 of Vandal undergraduates participate in hands-on research. So while on campus, consider what problem you want to help solve. You're also joining a statewide community. This August, you're joining University of Idaho students in Boise, in Coeur d'Alene, in Idaho Falls, and elsewhere. Through education, research, or extension, we're a part of a larger community across the state. Idaho is Vandal country. It is your university. And it is showing up brave and bold in the state we are all proud to call home. Congratulations and thanks to you, and thank you for making the right choice to elevate yourselves on the way to a lifetime of success. Be excited about what's ahead for you. Remember, you are one of a kind, you are a Vandal, and we are proud to have you in our family. Go Vandals! So now, I am proud to welcome to the stage Jacob Lockhart, President of the Associated Students of the University of Idaho. Jacob is a senior from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, majoring in political science with an economics minor. He's beginning his term as president of the ASUI, focused on promoting student safety and welfare, improving student resources, and ensuring student spaces on campus. We look forward to partnering with him as we continue to build a strong, student-centered university. Please join me in welcoming President Jacob Lockhart.
Hello and good evening, Vandals. Congratulations and welcome. I'm so excited to be here with you all today in such an exciting moment. You may not know it yet, but each of you has taken a major step towards an incredible experience here at the University of Idaho. Each of us in this room belongs to an ever-expanding family of pioneers, innovators, thinkers, and adventurers. But perhaps more than anything, the University of Idaho is a place where each of us belongs and where everybody is valued for their hard work and their passion. As I enter my last year here at the University of Idaho, I'm continually finding myself with a deep sense of pride that I myself have been able to take part in this university's rich tradition of learning and leadership. My hope is that with each of you reaches your final days of your college career, that you too will feel the same pride I feel today. But as for now, your journey is just beginning, and that is an exciting prospect. Here, each of you has the world at your fingertips with all the knowledge and expertise necessary to learn and achieve great things. And as I've noted, our history is rich, but when I look across the room and I see the faces of the ones who will now carry the torch, I'm reminded just how bright our future will be. In a moment, I'll turn it over to another Vandal, a member of our Vandal family. But before I do that, I'd like to offer some words of wisdom from Roy T. Bennett, which I hope will guide your future here at the University of Idaho and beyond. Don't just learn, experience. Don't just change, transform. Don't just relate, be an advocate. Don't just promise, prove. Don't just criticize, encourage. Don't just take, but give. Don't just dream, do. Don't just hear, but listen. And don't just talk, act. And most importantly, don't just exist, live. Vandals, this path ahead of you is filled with many experiences and adventures. But how you choose to go along that path, well, that's up to you. My only hope is that whatever you do it wisely and do it well. Thank you. At this time, I have the honor of introducing our 2019 Convocation speaker. We are so proud to be joined today by Richard Rock, a 1994 graduate of our College of Business and Economics. Richard is the Chief Investment Officer for Caprock Group, a wealth management firm he started in 2005. Richard's dynamic career includes several roles from 1997 to 2001 in what was a new company pioneering a different kind of platform for online commerce. He was among just 30 employees of a company that revolutionized how we live by creating a safe and simple way for everyday people to buy and sell products. Today, eBay is a multi-billion-dollar enterprise operating in more than 30 countries. Richard is a leader, an innovator, and a highly engaged citizen interested in promoting opportunity. He is, above all, a Vandal, and we are grateful for his example in life and his participation today. Please join me in welcoming Richard Rock.
Well, thank you, Jacob. Wasn't that band great? Whoever the student was, President Green, that handed me those ear coverings, they need a scholarship. Thank you. Well, welcome to all the new Vandals, their parents, grandparents, other family members, friends, and supporters. We are so glad to have you here at the University of Idaho, and I am so honored to be with you today as you begin this exciting new journey. Thank you to President Green for the invitation to be here today. I had the opportunity to have dinner with him last night, and he is working so hard to make sure that you have a fantastic educational experience here at the University of Idaho and to make sure that your degree has value for decades to come. And thank you to President Lockhart ASUI President Lockhart for that kind introduction. I met with him last night too, and he cares so much about the students that we have here, and we are just grateful for all that they do for the university. Well, as you sit here today, you are surrounded by hundreds of new Vandals who, like you, are embarking on a grand new adventure. But all of you come here today with your own story of how it is that you have come to be here and what it is that you want to do. And that is exciting, and it really represents a step forward, and this is going to be a fantastic opportunity for you here at the university. You know, many of you are coming from lots of different directions. I know that some of you are coming from having served the military. Some of you are looking for a pivot in your career or a fresh start, and many of you are coming directly from high school. Some of you know exactly what it is that you want to do here while you're at school and where you want to go, and some of you are less certain. You just know that this is the next right step for you, and I can assure all of you that this is a fantastic next step. In fact, it would be really helpful to me to just know a little bit about who is in the crowd today. So if you are coming from the military, looking for a career pivot, or just a fresh start in life, or you're here to support somebody who is, would you mind clapping for me so I can know who is out there? Fantastic. We are so glad to have you. If you're coming directly from high school, would you mind clapping? That's a great sounding crowd. Fantastic. And if you have a pretty good idea what it is that you're looking to study or the career that you want to have, go ahead and clap. Wow, there are so many more of you that know what you want to do than I did at your age. Congratulations. And if you're less certain what you want to do, go ahead, it's your turn. All right, see, you're not alone. Yeah, congratulations. Now, just one last question. If you are coming directly from high school and you're not so sure what it is that you want to do, now it's your turn to clap. All right, good. Well, welcome to the club, because 30 years ago, I was an incoming freshman here at the University of Idaho, and I was sitting in your seat, and I would have been clapping with this last group because I was coming directly from high school. I didn't know what it was that I wanted to do, but I may have had a brave look on the outside, but like President Green, I had a lot of uncertain feelings inside. I just wasn't quite sure what was coming at me. Nevertheless, I was really glad to have high school behind me and to be focused on my college career. I enjoyed high school, but to be honest, I was always a little unnerved when an adult would come up to me in high school and say something like, "These are the best years of your life." I used to just think, really? This is as good as it gets? Well, I've got great news for every person here. Life gets so much better after high school. Your best days aren't behind you, they're still to come. And the University of Idaho is a fantastic place for that next step, to help you prepare to pursue your dreams and to take on new, exciting challenges. And you know, I was ready for that next step because I knew that I needed an education and I needed a career, and preferably something that didn't involve chucking newspapers, bucking bales of hay, or clearing tables. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with those jobs. It's just that being mostly blind, I was uniquely bad at them. One year at school, I tried to make a little extra money by bussing tables. The only problem was that I kept sweeping the tips off into the garbage can. You should have seen all the other wait staff rushing around to clear their own tables before the blind guy threw away their hard-earned tips. Worse than this, one summer I tried to earn a few extra dollars by bucking bales of hay. I'm not sure what I was thinking. There are few sights quite like a 5'2", 105-pound, mostly blind teenager trying to pick up 80-pound bales of hay, run alongside a moving tractor, and throw them up on the back of the trailer bed. As you might imagine, that didn't last very long. I needed some skills, and I needed them quick. And you know, I did. I came here to the University of Idaho to learn some things, and the university prepared me in ways that I could scarcely imagine. I learned the facts and the figures and the methods and all the things that I'd hoped to learn, but I learned much more. And you know, one of the most important things that you're going to learn in the next few years here at the University of Idaho, you will never find on the pages of a textbook, you will never find on the screen of any of your readers. Because what you're going to learn here that I learned is that the most important thing is to learn how to learn. And you know, we are living in a very fast-paced world where the rate of change is accelerating. And being a lifelong learner has never been more important. In fact, the World Economic Forum recently projected that in just the next 4 years, probably about the amount of time that it will take many of you to graduate, that 30% of the skills that you're going to need haven't even been invented yet. And what that means is that you're going to have to be a learner for certain while you're here at the University of Idaho, but you're going to have to continue learning when you go out for your career. And now is the perfect time for all of you to make that internal commitment to yourself that you want to be a lifelong learner. Because that is a skill that will never go out of style. It will never become obsolete. It will always add value to everything that you are doing. I've tried to be a lifelong learner. There's a lot of things that I build into my life to do that and to remind me of it. 3 quick things that I do. I try to read a book a week. I especially love to read books that other people recommend to me because nothing gets me out of my comfort zone and forces me to read things that I wouldn't have otherwise read than other people's recommendations. The second thing that I love to do is I love to ask questions, especially the dumb ones, because I would rather ask one dumb question and learn something than pretend I know the answer and learn nothing at all. And finally, the third thing I've done to really supercharge my learning is I was married. And there is nothing like being in a committed relationship to open your eyes to a whole new way of seeing the world, to open your mind to new ways of thinking about things. And it truly has made me a better learner, and I hope you have that opportunity as well. One of the most important things that we all need to learn is how to be better decision makers. You know, in your life, in my life, we will make thousands of decisions. And the good news is that you can become a better decision maker. In my reading, I have come across some ancient wisdom that I wanted to share with you today. And it's a quote that goes like this. It says, "Stand at the crossroads and look. Ask for the ancient wisdom. Ask where the good way is, and walk in it, and you will find rest for your soul." This author is comparing standing at a crossroads as being like making a decision, which I think is pretty appropriate, right? You can imagine yourself standing there trying to make a decision. Should I go this way or should I go that way? And he says, there's 3 things you need to do to make better decisions. Stand and look, ask questions, and walk in it. Take action. So first he says, stand at the crossroads and look. One of the most important things when you're looking at something is to actually recognize that you're looking at something. To be observant, to be aware, to be curious, to be present in the moment. Imagine yourself standing at a literal crossroads and looking down the path to the right and saying, if I go this way, is it going to take me closer or farther from my goals and objectives? What obstacles might be in the way if I go this direction? What about if I go this way? Will it take me farther or closer to my goals and objectives? Is it uphill or downhill? Is it twisty or straight? Take the time to observe what the decision is that you have and to consider the options that are in front of you. There are very few questions in life that don't give you an opportunity to consider them carefully. And time spent thinking about the decisions that you need to make are well spent and will pay dividends for years to come. Next, the author says, ask where the ancient path is. Ask where the good way is. This may be your first time on this particular path, but I guarantee you that you are not the first person to ever walk this path. You are surrounded by people who love you, who care for you, who want the best for you, and they have experience that they can share with you. Parents and grandparents, clergy, teachers, friends, supporters. Be humble enough to ask for their advice. And don't be too quick to disregard caring advice that wants the best for you. Then the author says, walk in it. We have thousands of decisions to make in our life, and what they all have in common is that you have to make a decision. Robert Frost famously wrote, I came to a fork in the road, and I took the path less traveled. What we often don't focus on is he took a path. He made a decision. He stepped forward. He showed courage. We need to do the same thing. Look for certain. Ask questions. But only as much as you need to know what the next step is, and then be courageous enough to take that step. There's an ancient Chinese proverb that says, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Don't be afraid to take that step. And the author closes by saying, when you live this life of well-considered decisions, you will find rest for your soul. You will come closer to the goals and objectives that you have for your life. It makes a difference. Now, it doesn't mean that you will never make a mistake. It doesn't mean that you will never experience a setback or that things will be easy. But it does mean that a life of well-considered decisions takes you closer than any other path. And you know, if you experience a setback, and we all do, my encouragement to you is don't give up. Stay on the path. Keep making wise decisions. As a professional investment advisor, one of the things that I notice that most inhibits people from making wise financial decisions and beginning that process of investing is the fear that they might make a mistake. And that's understandable. None of us enjoy making a mistake. I certainly don't. But consider this. The worst possible moment in all of U.S. history to have begun investing in stocks was in 1929, just before the Great Depression. In fact, if you had invested $1,000 in 1929, over the next 10 years, you would have watched your investment shrink by 90%. Imagine watching your investment go from $1,000 to just $100. Probably at the end of that period of time, you would have thought, I'm not very good at this. You might have even wanted to give up. But you know what? If you had remained disciplined, if you had stayed on that path of investing, that investment that had shrunk to just $100 today would be worth over $64,000. And I think there is something about this that is very similar to life. We may have a setback here or there, but if you will remain disciplined, if you will remain on that path, if you will take those steps and be courageous, be a lifelong learner, stop at the crossroads and look, ask for advice, take courageous action, you will always come closer to your goals and objectives than any other path. And you know what? I am really encouraged for all of you because you've made a fantastic first step on your journey. You've chosen the University of Idaho. And the university prepared me in ways that I was expecting and so many ways that I wasn't expecting. And it made all the difference in the various careers that I have had in my life. I am so excited for all of you, and I am so grateful and honored that you have had me here this afternoon as you begin this new journey. Thank you, President Green, for the opportunity to be here. And I just want to pray that all of you will experience the same success that I have as you go through the University of Idaho. Go Vandals.
Wow. Standing ovation.
Thank you.
Standing,
Thank you.
Thank you, Richard, for sharing your experience. What an inspiring message. How about another round of applause for our Convocation speakers? Thank you all, our new students and families, for joining us today. I hope you are as excited for the new year and the adventures that wait for you. Feel free to take some time now to go out and get some dinner on campus or in the community and pick up any last-minute items that you might need. Parents and family members are invited to dessert with Blaine Eccles, our Dean of Students, sitting right here. It'll be in the administration auditorium at 7 p.m., so be there to get your dessert. Thank you again for coming this afternoon. Once again, welcome to the Vandal family, and go Vandals!